same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my return subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much for love and support. Our soul clan is just like, really getting up there rapidly, and I'm just so thankful for y'all sharing the content that I press out, and just being able to connect with y'all in many ways is a blessing, and many levels. So I'm greatly appreciating. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are uplifting, informative, insightful, that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times, needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. Is constantly appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The meditation music you're hearing in the background is from the channel called Minds of Unison, clear subconscious negativity, binaural beats, isotronic tone, subliminal. And I will go ahead and post their link in the description box below. In the video I am doing, this is my last one for today. It's called Being Open to Receive Your Restoration of What's Been Promised, plus so much more. There's a lot of things we're trying to manifest into our lives, but it's like we had to have that deeper understanding of everything that has taken place, understanding why certain things had to happen the way it does, and being able to get the inside of information going along our path of discovering ourselves of the unknown. There's many different parts of ourselves that has been laying dormant. And there's a lot of different things you may have been wanting to manifest into your life, and universe promises these things to you, but a lot of times we get stuck in our feelings of being impatient, placing doubt, allowing ourselves to be distracted by fears of the unknown, uncertainty, and I kept on seeing the ram in the bush type. I kept on hearing that yesterday, and I was just like, what am I hearing? And it's just like, being able to sacrifice something, like Abraham did. I said, I don't know if I'll be able to sacrifice my child. I'm like, no, there's too many things going around here where people, are things are happening to people's kids. But I know if universe and God is asking me for a reason, whatever they're doing, if it's not giving up my child's life or innocence, I'm good. But basically being able to sacrifice something, if you want to be able to pick something up, you have to be in the same alignment of wanting to put something down. A lot of times we're trying to wonder why, I've been working on my manifestations, they've been telling me to light work, I've been doing that, and just meditating and going out into the universe, of connecting with, not going to the universe, going outside, connecting with nature and stuff like that. But it has to be more than that. There's a lot of things that we may have collected along the way. We're spiritual beings in a human experience suit. A lot of times we have picked up, a lot of trauma. We probably had our toxic traits where not just of consuming those toxic vibes, but actually unleashing them towards other people. Now allowing ourselves to part ways with that, being able to forgive, people in the situations that has placed in, and that takes a lot of shadow work. Going through all those different things has taught me so much, but it also strengthened me at the same time. It took me a long time to say, I forgave, everything that took place in my life. But being able to move on from it, because it's opened me up to so many different experiences in my life I never saw that I would be stepping foot and doing the things that I'm doing now. And I really truly love it. There's a lot of us that we are setting, that example of being able to use, our creation of our story, that, it has impacted our lives, that turns the impossible into a possible. Being able to uplift ourselves, because it's just like a lot of times when we don't realize the things that we hold on to, it can not just mess up your mental, but it also can affect the physical, and the spiritual part of the body. A lot of times when you have stressed about things, there are so many different things we go through as empaths and stuff like that. And and especially when we connect with different people that are wounded, we tend to take on their ailments as well. And I know there's so many empaths that I've connected with that has told me they got back injuries, they got some kind of bone issues. And I've talked about that you know before. When you're spiritual beings, you have your angel wings and stuff like that. And then when you come here, those are kind of like clipped, and that's just kind of like birds. Birds can't survive without their wings. It kind of gives them balance. So with those different things, I tell people, you have back issues, itching, and sharp pains in between the shoulder blades. And there's a lot of people I know that either have had back surgery, or they got in some kind of situation where they had to have surgery because of accidents and stuff, that we're like doomed from the womb since we came out. And so the universe is not going to sit up here and tell you something that they're not going to hold on to what they say they're going to do. But they also want us to be able to do what we need to do. And it's just like, you want these good things to happen in your life, there's so many different things you have to release, whether it's the toxic traits you picked up, being able to forgive and release, being able to understand, to be able to have understanding on certain things that comes to your life, allowing yourself not to hold grudges, don't allow yourself to be shamed or resentful from past sequences of your life, being able to allow yourself to release certain circles that you're in. You may be hanging around people that are not in your best interest at heart. A lot of times we try to understand why are people taken out of our lives. They're not ever promised to stay there, and they know it has to be a lot when you're, especially when you're healing from you, like family members has passed, or you have gotten into some kind of abuse that, took on a heavy experience, and they know that takes a while. So it's just like, they send us all these spiritual reinforcements to be able to go through it. And there's a lot of things you have to face where you feel like, I don't know if I can be able to let go of these things. I don't know if I can be able to heal the way you're healing. I mean, it took me, I'm still healing from stuff that has happened, since I was adopted. But when I'm allowing myself to see that peace within it, I don't really talk about certain situations that has taken place, but just being able to be blessed to be able to see, yes, I've been through these different things, but look, I can say it really done took me in a direction I never thought, I would be able to go, especially with the life that I've had. I was always close, always quick to give up on things, never really had faith. I was always that person that stayed in and out of trouble, staying in and out of jail, couldn't hold down a job, trying to do what I had to do. I didn't prostitute or anything like that, but, hustled to be able to take care of my children and stuff like that, and really grew up in a hard life like that. That was, not just on my decisions, but also by people that were supposed to protect me. They had their hand in that as well. But then when it allowed me to experience all these different things and being able to be open about it, that takes, courage to do, especially when you're allowing yourself to talk about the real dark issues that people can use against you, you know, um, and it can be very hard, but that's where your strength comes in, where you can really truly reflect on the things that has taken place in your life. There's a lot of people that walk around with these wounds, and they're, and it either can close them off to being very highly introverted, like I am as well. I don't really allow myself to get out in the public, and when I do, I keep to myself. I do all my interactions on social media, because it was, all the things I've gone through has really burnt me in bad ways when it came to, openness about that. So I've had extreme trust issues about things, but I also had to allow myself to be referenced as something that lived past pain, not referencing to myself as pain, and it was a lot, I didn't even know I was really doing that, because I didn't realize I was being seen as a victim. and, being honest about those different things. Because even though I was a victim towards a lot of things that has taken place, but I also played my part as well as, having my toxic traits as well. But, being honest about that, that's the stage you're going with, being able to take responsibility for your own actions, not for somebody else's, but the things that you played a part in. Nobody's life is perfect. Nobody's life is easy. Life is not easy at all. But when you allow yourself to see, all the things that has taken place in your life, but it took you into a amazing, you're allowing yourself to face a lot of things that really has, you know, ticked you off or set you off, that can be a trigger. I had to be able to face a lot of triggers. There's a lot of things that I had to be able to acknowledge, but allow myself to be able to accept at the same time. If I'm going to be able to allow myself to use myself as an example for these different things, I have to be able to practice what I preach. I can't tell somebody, hey, I know it's hard to get over it, but better days are coming. And then when you get in, togetherness within yourself, those are being tested. It's kind of hard for you to believe that, but that's all it is, about faith and belief. No matter what situation you're in, you're just like a moon in the sun. You all show up. No matter what kind of phase you're in, you're going to have to show up. And those are the things that they want to be able to believe in you. It's like, the universe, God, and all the spiritual reinforcements know that we have what it takes to conquer, those battles we have within our head, within our heart. Those are the things that, we have to be able to work hard on. And, they want us to be able, and for those things they're telling you, you're about to be restored. But when you're going to be restored, you're going to be restored, but not just the things that we promise you that's going to come back in your life, because a lot of things you've been probably robbed of, and with you being robbed of those things, they tell you, whatever has been taken from you, whatever's been forged, altered, is there, the universe and, spiritual reinforcements are working hard to go above and beyond to, restore back not just what is stolen, but something that's going to make your life worthwhile on living. And it is just like, just dealing with those things, yes, it's hard. It takes a daily process for you to be able to do. You deal with a lot of things, and it was just like with me, I was dealing with so much at one time, and there's times I really just sat here, and people I've interacted with, knew the things that I went through, and they're like, Roz, I don't know, if I could have been able to deal with those things. But it's neither here nor there. But it just took me on a daily to be able to do that, that intense shadow work that I had to do. And then on top of that, you know learning the truth about myself, going through a spiritual awakening, knowing I have all these different traits and gifts and all this stuff, and then having to deal with the truth of, my life being altered, in a very intense way, and on top of, dealing with a breakup of a relationship all at one time, and just being able to find myself, that allowed me to start this journey. Because it's like, I've said it many times before, but I know there's a lot of people that just recently subscribe to me. I didn't start my videos off as, doing what I do now, but it was just on a journey of, trying to connect with my family and stuff like that, and, trying to get to know everybody. But then it unfolded so much of knowing who I was at, at different stages of parts of me I didn't even know really existed. Because it's like, I've had, these intense spiritual, attributes, whatever you want to call it, since I was little. When you're a child, there's no fear put into you. So it's like your perspective is so broadened, because you're unlimited. You're taught, hey, don't touch that because it's going to burn. Hey, don't walk on that ledge, you're going to break yourself, fall and hurt yourself. We're very unlimited with a lot of those things. So being able to not really express myself, that was really hard for me to do. But just being able to see the transition that has taken place in my life is just really truly amazing. And I'm just so grateful for that, because I've connected with a lot of people all over the world. Being able to connect, and being able to have somebody help me as I'm helping them, I've always said I wanted to help people since I was a little girl. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. I used to tell my mom all the time, I want to be able to help people with love. Everybody should be happy. We shouldn't have to hate each other, for certain things that are out of our control. All of us should love, and I just didn't know how I was going to do that, but I knew I was. So, being able to do that as I'm facing all these different, my demons, my pain and stuff like that, is through their transition of to the spirit realm, connect with the pain and stuff that they go through. Is kind of like a stigmata situation. And that's the only part I don't like. But other than that, being able to have a deeper understanding with many individuals that we've been spiritually connected for many millennials, whatever it is. But being able to reconnect again in the physical, in the virtual, basically, and being able to help each other rise is like a blessing beyond blessings to be able to do that. Because it's like when I was starting my journey, I didn't have anybody physically to talk to. I didn't know who I can trust. And when I allowed myself to let people know my experience, especially people that I've known for years, turn their back on me, ignored me. So, me using that, it was like using that experience, being able to have to journey out on my own and just having spiritual reinforcements to help me get by, was a very scary feeling, on top of going through those different transfers of transitions of, spiritual acknowledgement of gifts that we have, was very scary for me, and I said I never wanted anybody to ever feel like that. And if I had a chance to be able to use my experience to be able to help the next person, I want to be able to do that, and didn't know that's how it led me to do this like 3.5 years later. And, being able to see that. So it's just like when you're going through these transitions of really facing your fears, really facing what has brought you here from whatever abuse or neglect you have ever gone through. That is not an easy task, because you're reopening wounds for it to be able to heal correctly, the way it needs to be, so it doesn't leave some kind of infection in your body that with things that you never imagined. So I hope that you were able to resonate with the content of that video. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Secret Agent 45, Sam, Worst Nero. I think that was you that left me God dog, that comment on my last video. If you watch that, I think it's the one with the girl with the, with all the birds flying around it. I accidentally deleted your comment, and it was trying, I got one of the little dating scams comments left on there, and then I tried to delete that and accidentally deleted your comment too. So if you watch this video, I do apologize. So if you can, just please go ahead and put another comment down there. I appreciate it. Starbird, Kachina, Tarot 1111. I need to come by your channel again, fam. You've been having some good readings. I usually don't watch readings, but I try to be able to share, show my support towards everybody that that has a YouTube channel that connects to me, for me to be able to show them love like they do with me. And Guginko 12, much love to you as well. So like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, share, tell somebody about the channel, drop a line. I would love to give you a post notification shout out as well. I leave all my contact information at the bottom to be able to get in touch with me. It's kind of like empath one-on-one. If you feel comfortable with leaving a comment of whatever you may be experiencing, to give you a deeper understanding about your path of purpose. So whatever we speak on is confidential, so you don't have to worry about that going anywhere. I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. Be responsible at everything you do. I hope and pray that everything you're trying to manifest comes so much bigger and better than you ever imagined, and comes quicker than you ever thought you were going to receive. Even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibe, frequencies. You never know. All those things really take someone a long way. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Ooh, my bad, y'all.